Dr. Neva. How are you doing? So today I am going to talk about how to be a better public speaker. Now, before I continue with this video, I'm just asking you to like, share, and subscribe. So, there are a lot of different people that do speaking engagements, public speaking. Whether you're a student, whether you're a teacher, a motivational speaker. There are a lot of different speakers out there. But before you start to speak, you need to prepare yourself. And I'm just going to go over 10 tips that I believe you should do in order for you to become a better public speaker. Tip number 1, be organized. Have you ever listened to someone speak and they sound as if they're all over the place? And you're like, get to the message, please. But they just want to get all the information out, but they're not organized. Number 1, be organized. Tip number 2, practice, 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 and prepare. I remember there was a time that I spoke in Liverpool. I spoke at many different locations, but one in Liverpool. And I went to visit my family in England, and so I was there in my aunt's living room practicing. Yes, I know my material. Yes, I know what I'm going to talk about. But I practice. I practice by recording myself on my video phone to play it back. I'm not the best at listening to myself because I don't want to hear my mistakes. But in order for me to get better, I had to practice, and always practice, no matter where you are in your career or as a speaker, or even if you're just doing a presentation for your classmates. The most impactful speeches in a classroom that I've heard are students that went over it more than once. Don't feel as if you know it. No matter if it is your expertise area, practice, all right? The next is fair. No matter who you are, there's times when you just feel your stomach cramping. There's this feeling and you're like, oh. Breathe in, breathe out. Eliminate that fear. That fear that tells you you can't. You got to remember that the only person that knows your speech is you. And even if they're an expert in the subject matter that you might be discussing, you are also the authority over your speech. There's another trick that people, give advice on is to picture your audience either not being there or picture your audience being babies, right? You're speaking to a bunch of babies. They don't know. So try to trick your mind into releasing that fear. Try to trick your mind to remember that you are the authority over your speech, all right? That was number 3, eliminating the fear. Number 4, watch yourself in the mirror. Actually, I prefer to do this than recording my voice. Sometimes I do have to record my voice, but watch myself in the mirror. I love to use my hands. Some people say don't. But for me, that's what makes me a little bit more comfortable. But I have to, in a speech, it's important because people are watching your expression. So learn to even control your expression. I'm very expressive, but watch yourself. When you watch yourself, your posture gets better. How you present gets better. So look in that mirror and talk to that mirror as if it's the people in front of you. Number 5, think of something positive or good before you step foot on that stage. It's also part of eliminating that fear. But think of something positive. Ooh, after this event, everyone will say my speech was the greatest. They will come towards me and want to know more about me. Ooh, after this speech, I'm able to catch that first flight back. After the speech, I'm going to get a good grade. After this, whatever that positive thing is, think about it. After this speech, I will be recognized as an authority in my field. The next tip number 6, pick a subject that you like. Pick a subject that you like. The issue at times is people will reach out to you and, say, okay, we want someone to cover a certain area. And you jump at it because it's an opportunity to get the exposure, an opportunity for more people to know about you. But the thing is, if you don't know what you're speaking about, it will really hurt your speech. Even if you practice, you did your research, but if it's really not your area, you're not going to be that enthused to talk about it, which will kind of mess things up for you. All right, guys? So just stick to something that you know about. If you know about beauty, if you know about gender discrimination, whatever the topic is, just select a topic that you know. And if you don't know, say, to the person, I'm sorry, however, I cannot speak on this topic. Here are some suggestions of topics that I can speak on. The next is, I've been asked before, should I use a PowerPoint or not? I've watched excellent speeches that use a PowerPoint because they're very descriptive. They know their subject matter, but it helps for them to move through versus, holding that little paper in front of them, right? So it's really based on you. For me, sometimes I use a PowerPoint, but just with pictures, because the pictures tell a story. And from the story, I'm able to tell you the information. And there are times I don't use any PowerPoint, right? Because I don't need it. And it depends on what I am speaking on. So it doesn't hurt if you use a PowerPoint, but just don't read from the PowerPoint. You will lose your audience quick, fast. Now, I have been guilty of that, and I've learned to reduce or even not use any words at all on a PowerPoint. But again, as I stated earlier, I've watched excellent presentations where they've used a PowerPoint. The next, number 8, don't overthink your audience reactions. Don't overthink your audience reactions. Sometimes you look in the audience and they, look a little bit, keep going. And think to yourself, how can I boost my audience if they look a little bit dull? And some people just probably don't care about what you have to talk about, but they just had to be there. Don't just focus in on the negative ones. Look around that room and see who is positive, who's enjoying it, and suck in that energy. I always tell my audience, I'm like an entertainer. I draw my energy from you. So if you're dull, it probably impacts the way I'm presenting, yeah? But if you're hyped and you're showing me that you care, I will bring it. So don't get distracted by someone not looking interested or distracted by their cell phone. Someone could be a medical doctor in the audience and they're on call. So don't be distracted by them. Stay focused. Number 9, avoid talking too slow and avoid talking too fast. You have to know your range and how to speak. I've listened to some people because their message is great, but because they're so slow, it might be putting the audience to sleep. And there's some people that are so fast, you're not getting the audience attention. As a matter of fact, you're losing them. Yes, I know for some, maybe you have a certain time to speak, so you're rushing through that presentation. But it doesn't help if your people are not enjoying, the audience and just not enjoying what you're saying. And number 10, Develop a plan to improve your next speech. You know, after each presentation, always think, yes, I did a great presentation, but how can I make it better the next time around? How can I have every single person in the room jump and say, yay, at the next speech? So develop a plan for your next speech. How can I make this speech much better than the last? All right, guys, those were my 10 tips, and I hope you use it and they will be effective for you as it was for me. And I'm constantly trying to improve myself no matter where I am in my career. All right, guys, until next time, bye-bye.